Welcome here to the Bronte parsonage in Haworth, which was home to Charlotte Bronte, who wrote Jane Eyre in 1847. Now, as you can see, the house is very big, but it's actually very plain, and that is because the Bronte family wanted to live very ordinary, normal lives. Charlotte Bronte hated social inequality, and although she was actually famous in her own lifetime, that's why she wanted to live her life right here in this tiny village. Now, Jane Eyre is absolutely full of social inequalities. Throughout the novel, Jane has to overcome several problems. She is unable to find a good job because she's poor, she can't have access to a good education because she's an orphan, and ultimately she's not actually taken seriously because she's a woman. And this last point was very important for Charlotte Bronte actually, because when she wanted to publish Jane Eyre, she had to disguise the fact that she was a woman and give herself the male name Corabelle in order to get it published. Naturally, as a man, and as a very manly man, I'm never going to have that problem of not being taken seriously by society. Jane Eyre, however, is not really a novel about what women can't do. It's actually a very inspirational tale about things that you can do if you stand up for yourself and try and confront them in society. Jane Eyre manages to make her own way in the world, she manages to create her own wealth, she manages to get her own job, and ultimately she manages to marry the really rich man who everyone says is way out of her league. Sadly, it wasn't always like that. And when Jane Eyre was first published, it was rejected by society because they felt it was too unfeminine. And I think it's a shame that Charlotte Bronte had to pretend to be a man in order to find her own fame and fortune. Naturally, I'm really grateful that that will never be a problem for me, because as a very real and convincing man, I know that I'm going to be accepted by society no matter which time I live in.